Welcome to the shop. Today what we're going to do is look at how to convert a Multiplex Royal Evo 9 radio that's presently a synthesized 72 megahertz system, and we're going to change that over to the new 2.4 gigahertz spread spectrum systems. And the system we're going to use today is from Xtreme Power Systems, also referred to as XPS. What we've got here is everything we need to do the conversion. The module that will go inside, coax cable attached to the antenna. And I've got two of their receivers. The first one is an 8-channel, and you'll notice there's a single antenna, and they use what they refer to as a spherical radiation technology way of avoiding having to use two antennas. The single antenna is all they require. That's the 8-channel. This is a 6-channel part flyer receiver, and what you'll notice right off the bat is there is no external antenna. Makes it real easy to put inside a small system and not have to worry about the antenna. So let's take a look at what it's going to require. It'll only take a couple of minutes. First of all, make sure your radio is turned off. Pop the two latches on the back. Zoom in here a little bit. Maybe we can make this a little easier for you to see. Pop the back off it, and you can see in here is the present module that is a synthesized module, and I've also got two stacked on top of each other because one is the frequency scanner. So the first mode of business is to take these out so we can get the new one in. First thing to do is take your antenna and you just push that down from the top, and you'll see that slides out the bottom. Should clear your battery okay. Just pull that on out and just set that off to the side. You're done with that. There's no wires or anything to attach. Next thing to see, there's two places this is attached. There's a 3-pin connector on this side, a 6-pin on this side. Grab hold of the ends of your board and just start to work that off. Try to come straight up off the system board with it. And that's all there is to it. It's removed. You can set that off to the side. The next thing to do is get your new XPS module. Be careful of the wire. It's soldered onto the board and attached to the bottom of your antenna. You don't want to do anything to break that connection. Begin by just sliding the antenna up into the antenna holder of your radio. Once it comes out the top here, you just pull that on up through and it'll snap into place. Watch down here to be sure you're not pinching this antenna wire. Pop, it's snapped into place. If you pull it too far, don't worry about it. There, it's snapped. If you pull it too far, just push it back and it'll snap into place and you'll be okay. Now, as you can see here, there's a 6-pin connector. There's only 3 wires going to it. The blue wire will be at the top of your connector towards the antenna. I've also placed a small piece of Velcro on the back of the board and on the circuit board of the radio itself, and that simply just holds it down in place once it's there. So take your connector, line it up with your pins, and just gently push that down until you can feel it bottom out. Place the board down on your Velcro spot and you're all set. You can see that it's onto the connector. The antenna is up. Now the thing to watch out for is this wire. Right now you can see it's over top of the charge plug, and what will happen is if you put the back on, it'll actually pinch that wire in there. So you want to be very careful just to take that wire and route it down under there. That it's got a shield around it that's actually off the circuit board, and it works nicely to hold your wire in place. Once you're sure that's routed into place, you replace the back. Well, I've got it open though. I want to show you on this board. Here is the binding button. We're not going to bind it today, but all the 2.4 gigahertz system use some method by which they bind their receiver to the radio itself, and that gives you that frequency protection. So when it comes time to bind, what I do is I'll install this and I've gone through and I've done several of my receivers are bound already, so we won't do that now. Make sure your wire has been routed underneath like we did. There's no problem there. Put the back on, snap it down, close it up. Now when you turn it over and turn the radio on, the first thing you're going to see, no RF. Don't worry about that. It's the old software. It's going to work fine. Once you bind, do your checks, make sure that your range is fine, and you're good to go. That's all there is to it. Takes about 5 minutes.